In Chinese history, there is a legendary figure whose wisdom far surpasses that of Zhuge Liang. Before his death, he left a saying. There are 4 calamities that almost everyone will suffer losses from, but to evade them is a blessing. Who is this person? It is not Jiang Taigong, nor is it Guguzi. It is family, who is both a political and business genius. His wisdom is so high that you cannot find another one in all the historical records. He could serve as a prime minister in politics and become wealthy beyond compare in business. He gave away all his wealth 3 times and became the richest person 3 times. Before he died, he deliberately pulled his son in front of him and said his last words. There are 4 calamities that one cannot evade. If one cannot evade them, half of one's life will be difficult. If one can evade them, one will be wealthy for life. The first calamity is the calamity of the tongue. When family assisted King Gojian of Yu in defeating King Wu, the king appointed him as the supreme general and rewarded him with billions of gold and 100-mile territory. One of his concubines became arrogant and said outside that without family, the king could not accomplish anything. Upon hearing this, family sent the concubine away overnight. The next morning, he immediately presented himself to the king to resign, returned all the rewards, and left you with only a small amount of jewelry. Was she as timid as a mouse? Of course not. He knew that those who spoke out in the palace would inevitably cause trouble. Despite his high position and power, family would often kneel down and use indirect methods to remind the king. This is called being wise and clever. He always handled things in this way, leaving half a sentence on the tip of his tongue, so that he would have room to make amends in the future. The second calamity is the calamity of arrogance. After becoming the richest person in Qi, family still ate simple meals and wore coarse cloth and linen clothes every day. He even bowed to beggars. When King Jing of Qi promoted him to the position of prime minister, he resigned after only 1 year, saying that his abilities were far inferior to those of the king. No matter how powerful he was not arrogant. No matter how much money he was not proud. He did not overestimate himself or underestimate others. The third calamity is the calamity of greed. After unifying the 6 states, Emperor Qin Shi Huang still wanted to live forever and wanted to take the elixir of immortality. In the end, he died from poisoning the elixir. He Shen, who was as rich as a state, still wanted to embezzle military pay. In the end, his plot was exposed, and his entire family was executed. Both individuals are typical examples of excessive greed that backfires on them. However, family, who was the foremost contributor to assisting Go Jian in conquering Wu and restoring the country, despite his immense achievements, resolutely resigned from his position and went into seclusion upon the completion of his mission. Even the peerless beauty Shi Shi couldn't persuade him to stay. Misfortune often arises from insatiability. Therefore, when he was in office, he knew how to maintain a sense of proportion, stepping down when he should, and leaving room for others when he was in business, taking 3/10 of what he earned. This spirit is something even the former richest man in Hong Kong couldn't match. The fourth misfortune is that throughout family's life, he showed no obsession with anything. When he reached the position of prime minister, he resigned at will, and when he became the richest man, he dispersed his wealth at will. He distributed all his assets to the people 3 times and regained his position as the richest man 3 times. As he said, obsession is like sand in your hand, the tighter you grip it, the faster it flows away. Maintaining a peaceful mindset is the key to continuous good fortune. Of course, I am not asking everyone to give all their money away to others. Instead, I am telling everyone that when you can act cautiously and prudently, without arrogance, impatience, greed, or obsession, as family did, no matter what you do, you will succeed. Even if you can only achieve 3 out of the 4, you can still achieve high success. Therefore, I admire Fan Li's way of dealing with the world even more.